rest of the world will be captained now by Adam Gilchrist, because Shane Warne has got a suspected broken hand, courtesy of that first ball from Brett Lee. The MCC opening batsmen on their way out. Sachin Tendulkar gets the ovation that he deserves, opening alongside Aaron Finch, who's never played before on this ground. .294 is the target. Sachin Tendulkar's record second to none in the modern era, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. The perfect batsman, Sachin Tendulkar. His technique, his temperament, the way he went about constructing innings. An absolute pleasure to play alongside him. But I bet even with all his experience, there are a few butterflies there right now.
Might be one or two in the stomach of Aaron Finch as well. Sean Pollock is on the field. He's fielding substitute for Shane Warne. This is why Shane Warne is missing. That was a horror first delivery from Brett Lee. Apologies from the bowler, but Warne, I think, knew right from that moment there was a problem. It's a dreadful delivery.
Absolutely. Right in that awkward spot where you can't get bat on it.
Peter Siddle will open the bowling then. It's Aaron Finch on strike. Sachin Tendulkar at the non-striker's end.
Well, great to see Aaron Finch playing in this game. He's been such a star in the 2020 format. So dynamic, it's the ball miles. Excellent stage for him to show what he can do. It's a real shame we're not going to see Shane Warne.
Is it ever? He'll be heartbroken. Shane Warne, as will most of the crowd, I would imagine, would love to have seen Warne and Muralitharan in tandem bowling the spin. Prospect of Warne and Muralitharan bowling at Tendulkar and Lara, well, we'll not see that. Murali's out there though. We'll see him later on in the afternoon. Been struggling with his timing early on. Still plenty of bowling available for the rest of the world. Siddle, Best, Collingwood, Afridi, Muralitharan, Yuvraj can bowl, Peterson can bowl.
Yeah, and that man in your picture, I wonder how he's going to bowl today. Psyching himself up. He's not someone who takes these games light-heartedly.
No. He's psyching himself up or trying to calm himself down, I wonder. Deep breaths from Tino Best.
Well, he's generally just got one way of bowling, which is very quick and hostile. That is Tino Best for you. If I was Sachin Tendulkar, I don't think I'd be looking forward to that prospect.
Good start from Peter Siddle. Of course, he's right in the midst of his career, isn't he? Still bowling in Test match cricket for Australia and had a pretty successful half season for Nottinghamshire in English conditions. 53 tests.
Yeah, and a clever bowler these days, and when he first came on the scene he bowled a lot shorter of a length. These days he pitches it up.
Crashed at square cover. First maiden of the day though, none for none. The hand stinger for Yuvraj.
Aaron Finch has been playing plenty of cricket, and it's all been T20 cricket as well, so he will have no problems going a fair lick in these first 10 overs. Sachin, he's been there all before.
I wonder what Aaron Finch is telling Sachin Tendulkar. "41 international caps for Aaron Finch, 664 caps across all formats for Sachin Tendulkar." "163 one-day games." The roar of expectation rather than a buzz. Tino Best to Sachin Tendulkar. Don't spoil the party, Tino.
Oh, he was bang on the money, and Sachin beautifully behind the ball. It was not a shot of a man. He looked like he was struggling to see the ball, but it was not a shot of a man who was struggling to see it. Beautifully behind the ball, straight back.
He only stopped playing Test cricket in November last year, Sachin. Not done an awful lot since, quite obviously, in a cricketing nature, that is. Still got the touch, hasn't he? Getting off the mark with a steer down to third man.
Well, that is that touch of genius I've been talking about. We talk about it with Lara, but Tendulkar's shown it there. Second ball, murky conditions. Tino Best bowling good gas. Just look at that, all the time in the world.
Yeah, 84.5, 85 miles an hour, that last delivery. And Sachin had, as you say, Andrew, all the time just to readjust and steer the ball down to third man. Wide down the leg side.
Tino Best already up to 87 miles an hour, so if you had any doubts about him wanting to run in and bowl full pace, I think those doubts have been allayed now, especially against Finch as well. He will steam in.
Flicked away down to fine leg, and that'll be for first boundary of the innings for the MCC.
Aaron Finch more known for his play through the offside. It's well over, but that's a good touch. With the pace on the ball, that flies away down there.
Well, you were right about Tino. Andrew only knows one way to bowl. Charging in from the pavilion end. Bowling at 85 miles an hour. Wants his fine leg finer now. Just there. Yuvraj in action. Decidedly murky over the last 40 minutes or so. Grey clouds overhead, the floodlights extended and on now. Fingers crossed that the weather stays good. Flipped away with an element of disdain by Tendulkar.
Yep, and the crowd are really getting into this. It's like when you see Tendulkar play in India, every shot he plays is met with a roar of approval. It's just great to see him with the bat in his hands. I wonder how much he's missing this. 7 months since he last played.
Nicely played, Aaron Finch. Just waited for that, swiveled and hit it away for 4. It's 12 without loss.
Very much a modern day cricketer, Aaron Finch. He's got incredible power, can hit the ball a long way. That's a very orthodox shot, back of a length, put it away.
It's not short either, was it? It wasn't a genuine bouncer. That's the MCC lineup. Finch and Tendulkar at the top. Rahul Dravid, Brian Lara, Shivnarine Chanderpaul. What a top 5 that is. Tendulkar's played a number of games here at Lord's, 5 tests and 3 one-day internationals, but his top score is only 37. I think that would have come as a disappointment to him not to make even a 50 here at the headquarters of the game.
Yeah, and very surprising really. Generally the wicket's a good one to bat on here at Lord's. Should suit his style of play. The ball comes onto the bat. Well, you can play that sort of back foot punch that we saw off the last ball. This is one wicket that you can play that without any real concerns about it bouncing too much. Just one of those aberrations, I suppose. I don't know if the concept of getting on the board affected him. I mean, he didn't get affected by much in his career, did he? You would think that would be a massive problem for him.
No, it was interesting listening to him in that conversation he had with Shane Warne and Ian Ward that we showed at the break. Basically he was saying, I'm not bothered about what anybody else thinks. What Shane Warne was trying to do to me, concentrate on my strengths. That's all I'm bothered about, my strengths, nothing else. Good leave.
Very good lead. And of all the players I played against, I think he was the best at just getting in his own little bubble and playing his game. He'd have that little walk away in between deliveries, have a little chat to himself. He'd come back, knock his bat on the ground a few times and be completely in the zone. No thoughts running through his head, just play each ball as it comes down, which a man like him with so much attention on him at all times and so much expectation, it's a great skill for him to have.
Perfect forward defensive for the 5th ball of the over. Adam Gilchrist captaining this rest of the world side because Shane Warne is off the field and will be, I think, because of this problem with his hand for the rest of the game. Virender Sehwag there at first slip, Paul Collingwood at second. Murali, where's he? Patrolling the boundary somewhere. Down at fine leg. 2 overs, 2 maidens from Peter Siddle, 12 without loss. So both Finch and Tendulkar happy to play out a couple of maidens from Peter Siddle. He and Syed Ajmal, the 2 bowlers I would suggest that are at the peak of their powers in terms of current international performance. Siddle only 29 years of age. Ajmal bowling regularly for both Pakistan and for Worcestershire in the county championship. Tino went for 12 in his first over. Might go for 4 more here. That's timed nicely through wide mid-on and will run away down the hill.
Aaron Finch looking in excellent form, 13 off 10 balls, and that is not an easy shot to play. Straight batted, on drive, just wide of mid-on. He's one of those players, when he hits it, it stays hit. That flew away to the boundary.
Well bowled. Does a slope take a bit of getting used to as a batsman, Andrew?
Yeah, it definitely does. Aaron Finch will be expecting that to come down the hill towards him, which is why he played at that ball. And the best bowlers are the ones that are able to get it to hold its line. Someone like Glenn McGrath was brilliant bowling from that end, the pavilion end. Some would hold their line, some would nip back down the slope. Really hard for a batsman to line it up. I think as a batsman, if you play here a lot, like I did, it's a distinct advantage. It affects batsmen, but it also affects bowlers. Some bowlers just find it really hard to get to grips with the slope, to get the ball in the right area. Remember Mitchell Johnson coming here in 2009, just kept bowling short and wide. So it's a challenge for everyone. Most of the guys on display here today, been there and seen it all before.
Brown Lara pads on, chatting to Chanderpaul. Oh, that's a bit high, I think, and nipping back.
Yeah, not a bad shout though. Aaron Finch does get his front leg across the crease. The bowlers will think, well, he is a bit of an LBW candidate. I think this was probably going down, but it was not a million miles away. Yeah, I agree with you, probably height more than line. There's no DRS in this game.
The enthusiastic appeal from Tino Best. It's sliding down, Tino, is that's missing leg stump.
Same again, just look at that front foot coming across onto off stump. So it's tempting for the bowler to try and bowl straight to Aaron Finch, going down the leg side on that occasion.
Leaning into that, it's not full-blooded drive, but it'll give Finch probably 3. Keep the strike, 7 off the over. It's 19 without loss. Almost a run a ball required from now on. No runs off Peter Siddle as yet. Say again, Aaron Finch has never played at Lord's before, so all this will be new to him. Batting at the pavilion end now. It was you, Andrew, left-handed. Harder to leave the ball at that end with the slope. bringing the ball back into you from a right-hander. Don't bowl short, Aaron Finch. He's so quickly onto it. That's the second crunched boundary through square.
No worries about the slope, and the ball is that length, banged in, and he was so quick on it. Absolutely nailed in front of square. Yeah, just going back to your point, I mean, it's easier to leave from that end, I think. As long as it's wide of off stump, you know that if anything, it's going to go down the slope.
Good running.
But you do feel more vulnerable to nicking off on that end. So balls that are on round off stump, ball can easily go down the slope there. I remember Sachin Tendulkar having a bit of a problem from this end against James Anderson a couple of years ago. Anderson got him nicking off in LBW. I think he got him twice in the game. Siddle's that sort of bowler who's going to bring the stumps into play.
Forcing shot off the back foot, way behind square, and it's gone for 4. Tino's overrun it.
Trademarked Sachin Tendulkar's shot. Look at this ball, it was hardly back at the length, it was just a touch of width. Tendulkar able to get on top of the bounce, that into the ground, and Tino, you've had a shocker, mate.
All looked in control, the slide, the hands behind the ball. Then it all went horribly wrong. Lovely shot though from Tendulkar. Defreedy will bowl his leg breaks at some stage, I've no doubt. Sami Mitpal. 9 off that over, 28 without loss. Don't want to put the mockers on him, but Sachin looks in good nick, doesn't
he? He certainly does. It's interesting actually, now he's retired, I wonder if it's easier for him to go out there with no sort of technical thoughts in his mind. I mean, while he's playing Test cricket, you must still be thinking about, is my foot in the right place? Is my head balanced? All that sort of stuff. Now he can just go and literally see ball, hit ball, and he's looked really good.
Yeah, I think from a cricket perspective, that's probably the case. He's not going to play many games, is he? He might play the odd other exhibition game, I suppose. There's no Masters circuit for aging cricketers. An interview the other week, I think it was in the Sunday Times, where he said life was more hectic now he'd finished playing, but he's enjoying it. Hectic in terms of things to do and time to do it in. Good off his hip. And good with anything just short on the leg side as well. Aaron Finch.
Well, I suppose even though Sachin's no longer playing cricket, he'll still be in great demand in India. Plenty of appearances and people wanting a piece of his time. He's in a better position now to give a bit back, I suppose.
Gone through nicely to Gilchrist.
exactly what we thought Tino Best would do. He's run in, bit of a chat, bit of a look at Sachin. Yep, mate, I'm around here. It's not all about you. Just watching Tendulkar back here, it just becomes apparent again how few weaknesses he really has. I mean, from a technical point of view, there's nowhere. You sat in team meetings, you'd look at him and go, well, where should we bowl at him? And there'd be no obvious answer to it, really. Teams have the software these days that tell you where batsmen average in different parts of the wicket. And these averages were completely consistent all the way around the wicket.
The other thing that's worrying from a bowler's perspective, you just put yourself in the bowler's shoes, is the amount of time he has to play each shot and the amount of time he has to adjust if the ball moves a fraction off the pitch or swings a little bit. We saw an indication of that very early on in his innings when he got off the mark. But he just looks completely unrushed and flustered, and has time to do whatever he wants. And that's the sign of the real top players. Doesn't matter what sport they play. Time to do the simple things well. Slight open face on the bat. That might have been a bit of an adjustment as well. Get 2 through the covers. Well, make 3 now. Finch pretty quick. There's an appeal, and Ian Gould may refer this, but I think Aaron Finch is in.
He's asked for it. I think he's safely in. Yeah, there's no problems there.
Past the stumps. Easy decision for Michael Gough, the third umpire, to make. And unfortunately, starting to rain. And raining steadily, so a little flurry of rain, quite heavy as well, will send the players from the field. Even sure that this was forecast. Thought the showers were supposed to disappear before lunch, but it looks a little bit grey away to the west, which is where the rain is, or the weather is coming from. So we'll have a break, and let's hope it's not too long.
Well, it's the last thing that both the crowd and the game needed, really, an interruption for rain. I'm not sure it'll be around for too long. It looks like a passing shower. Plenty of umbrellas going up, and the hover cover coming on. Incredible contraption making its way to the middle.
Got to get that pitch covered. You're playing on it tomorrow, aren't you? Well, let's just hope this rain shower scuds through. The MCC off to a steady start, 32 without loss from the best part of 6 overs. Finch 22, Sachin Tendulkar on 9.
Just the 2 bowlers used so far. Peter Seal's been bang on the money, as you expect from him. And Tino Best, we've had what we expect from him as well. Plenty of pace and hostility and the odd short ball. But he's been fairly expensive as well, going at over 8 and over.
So earlier in the day, the rest of the world at 293 for 7 from their 50 overs. Yuvraj with 132 from 134 balls. That was quite magnificent. MCC in reply 32 without loss, and they need a further 262 to win once the rain has abated. .32 without loss then. 1 ball left in the 6th over to go. Aaron Finch leading the way, 22 from 19. And Sachin Tendulkar seldom looked in problems, 9 not out, and his 16 deliveries he's faced. 294 the target. No time or no overs lost, should I say. Bit of news about the rest of the world captain Shane Warne. He has a broken hand. Bad news. So obviously will be taking no further part in the game. It's 32 without loss, and the broken hand came courtesy of his Australian teammate Brett Lee.
Well, they like to play their cricket hard in Australia, don't they? I always say hard, uncompromising cricket. Probably not the right environment to bowl that sort of delivery. It slipped out. You could see he apologised straight away, but so unfortunate. No one's going to be able to see Shane Warne bowl today. It's an ugly ball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a horror delivery, it really is. Probably a few of those in his time, Brett Lee. Totally inadvertently, I'm sure. Anyway, Paul Collingwood is coming on now. Obviously, the rest of the world are a bowler light with Warne's injury. Murali can bowl, quite obviously. We've seen Siddle, we've seen Tino Best. But Afridi, Collingwood, Yuvraj can bowl. Kevin Peterson could bowl as well. But it's Collingwood with his medium pace now.
I suppose if you were looking at the selection of the rest of the world side, you might say they were a seamer short anyway. Murali, Afridi, Yuvraj Singh, 4 spinners.
What a good shot that is from Tendulkar, just eased through the offside, standing tall, and the back foot punch played with ultimate simplicity.
Yeah, and Collingwood's got a very small margin of error here. Power play over, so all the fielders are up in the ring, which is not the type of time in the game that Collingwood usually bowls. So that and the prospect of bowling at Sachin Tendulkar, it's a big ask for Collingwood.
Yeah, he needs protection on that offside boundary, really. He can't have it in the power play. Deliberate steer down to third man for a single. Nino's made friends with the crowd, or maybe they've made friends with him. A popular chap is Tino. Good stop to mid-wicket. Tommy McBell.
The standard of fielding understandably hasn't been the highlight of the day so far, but that was a good effort. Tamim Iqbal.
Up and over cover this time from Aaron Finch. Second boundary of the over.
As you said, Collingwood needs a sweeper out on that offside, but he can't have one. Such an easy shot for Finch to play. Help it along its way.
Well, he could bowl outside off stump and take the deep square leg away and put him at deep cover, but that really would give him no margin for error then. As it is, he's bowling to a 6-3 offside field. Slower ball to finish the over. It's 41 without loss. .253 to win. Plenty of overs left, not lost any yet. Change up here now. Mike Atherton and Nick Knight in the commentary box.
Thanks, Paul. Change of ends then for Siddle. It's been economical. You just see there in the picture, it's just drizzling again, light drizzle. County cricket at Nottinghamshire throughout the season, Peter Siddle, so he's plenty of rhythm, plenty of form, plenty of overs, and it showed here. Started nicely, a couple of maidens. Difficult one, isn't it, for the umpires? Richard Kettleborough there looking at his mate Ian Gould. What do you reckon? Is it heavy enough? Stop Peterson, saved a couple of runs. I think it was out of the middle of the bat, but no one behind Peterson. It's just getting heavier and heavier. They'll obviously want to keep the players out there. This was a test match, of course, they would have gone in by now, but exhibition match, should we call it that? So they'll be keen, but you can see. Oh no, it's getting tight, I think. Beautiful shot. Tendulkar perhaps at his best.
Lovely this, wasn't it? Siddle is a bowler who tends to bowl a full length and tries to encourage the drive. Absolutely lovely straight drive this from Tendulkar. Beautiful position. Just a punch drive, not much of a follow through.
He's a player, isn't he, that technically nothing that's very much, certainly to the eye, has changed. I mean, he might have tinkered with various things throughout this long career, but I remember first seeing him play as a 16-year-old. Very similar method, approach, technique.
Yeah, you're right. It's unusual, actually. I mean, I played when he scored his first Test 100 at Old Trafford. Same pads. See, they've got buckles on. Shows how old they are. Buckled pads. Same gear, same technique, same method. Most players tinker around and fiddle around with their techniques, change how they move their feet over time, the changes to their bodies sometimes impose changes on the technique, but Tendulkar very similar to how he started.
Again, just punched this time behind, square enough on it to go for 4. So 8 gone, 49 without loss. Seen a couple of trademark Tendulkar shots have made this over. That one there, through cover, and the drive down the ground. So many of these types of shots from Tendulkar throughout his illustrious career.
I'm interested to watch how Finch goes against Collingwood. Pretty gentle pace. Very explosive player is Aaron Finch. You might just fancy having a do at Paul Collingwood.
What a thrill this must be for Aaron Finch. It's Aaron Finch now. He's 27 years of age. So when he was, what, 10 years ago or so, Sachin Tendulkar will have been in his prime, desperate to get involved in cricket on a full-time basis. Probably one of his heroes. Well, he's out there at Lord's batting with him now. Have to hurry here. He's okay.
Yeah, I was wondering whether, certainly not ending Chris Rogers' career. He's a mighty fine player and had a brilliant Ashes series. But imagine an opening partnership of Finch and Warner in the Ashes next year. If that came to pass, that would be quite something. He's got a relatively modest first-class career record, just averaging 29, but he's a better player than that. I think you can see it, even if it's only one-day cricket we're talking. Chris Rogers, though, what an end to the career he's had, and he's not going to give his place away too readily.
Fancies a little bit of Collingwood. Too much width, too short, and too good, Tendulkar. 5 runs from the over, 9 gone, 54 without loss.
Well, it's a gift, isn't it, really? The men out are all straight and deep, long off and long on. Nobody out on the fence square, so once he gets it over that infield, runs to be had.
Well, the drizzle stays away, the rain stays away. Should be a good game. 5.85 runs per over. Good start. 54 without loss.
Hope the rain doesn't impact upon that man. He's got the ball in his hand now. He's just getting a feel for it, but the rain is continuing to fall. A wet ball won't help his cause.
Oh, well, good effort. Quite get a paw on it. Sammy Iqbal there with a desperate dive, just didn't quite grab the ball. in the air, but importantly finds the gap. Kevin Peterson was lurking at extra cover. No chance, hit too firmly. So 10 gone, 61 without loss.
Taking a liking to Siddle off the front foot has Tendulkar. This was slightly slow, wasn't it? Almost an off-cutter, but offering width. And Tendulkar, as he did with that other straight drive, happy to play the ball on the rise.
So into the power play, good one for the MCC. 61 for no wicket, 59 for 3 the rest of the world, so slightly ahead at this stage.
Just trying to think whether Aaron Finch will have played against Morley in the Big Bash. Let's see if Richard, our statistician, can find that out. The player that if you haven't played against him, a bowler, if you haven't played against him, takes a little bit of getting used to. So unusual and unorthodox. Unbelievable record, 1,334 wickets in tests and ODIs. That's without the few that he got in 2020 as well. 100 test wickets, it's absolutely staggering.
Yeah, it's such a shame that we're not going to see Murali and Warne bowl together. If you're just joining us for the first time, Shane Warne is not out captaining the side today. He's nursing, I'm afraid, a broken hand, an injury that he picked up in this game at the end of the innings where Brett Lee just got one horribly wrong, trying to bowl a Yorker. So it won't be Murali and it won't be Shane Warne. It will just be Murali. So desperately disappointing for Shane Warne, isn't it?
And for the crowd who came here to watch all these players, but one or two iconic players, I suppose. Tendulkar, Lara, Warne making comebacks, and last chance to see them on a grand stage. So it's a great shame. Finch played with Morley. Richard, our statistician, tells us 14 matches, so he'll know him pretty well.
Oh.
That one. Treated with disdain.
Amazing shot, wasn't it? It was quicker from Morley, but wide. And Finch just flayed it, really.
So that will be the problem now for the spinners. It's still light drizzle, nothing more. Just threatening. I have to say, it looks a little bit brighter in the background now, so that's good signs. Just see, it's just light drizzle.
That was the moment that broke Shane Warne's hand. It was a bad moment, wasn't it? Terrible delivery, really. Beamer, awkward. And Warne, I think, knew straight away he was in trouble. He spent the next over or two just feeling his right hand every time. I think he knew he was in trouble. And a confirmed break.
And we've seen throughout the day in both innings, those that have been playing regularly, and Aaron Finch is playing for Yorkshire, of course. His timing and rhythm is excellent, isn't it, there? And Murali, of course, is not playing regularly. So a challenge for Murali here. Expensive start then for Murali, 11 from his first, 72 without loss.
Tell you what, though, they came out all right there. I was wondering about the pace Morley might bowl. What made him so awkward was not just the amount of spin that he put on the ball. In fact, he could take it both ways, but The fact that he fizzed it down at a rate of knots, and quite quickly that over there, 54, 55 miles an hour. As you stop playing regularly, spinners lose that ability to get the ball down at a decent pace. It didn't seem a problem for Murali in that over.
The point we were making about Ajmal, wasn't it? Pace that he bowls at. It's not for everybody. He bowled pretty quickly as well, won't he? Shahid Afridi. Lots of variations, the leg spinner. Pretty good numbers as well, aren't they? ODI career best of 7 for 12. Too short. Far too short.
It looked a rusty delivery, didn't it, from Shahid Afridi, just trying to get it down to the other end, but dragged it down halfway down and it ended up back in the 10th row or further. Yeah, second tier. It's disdainful the way he's playing at the moment, treating any of these legends with any respect.
Yeah, we've seen him play a couple of times recently for Yorkshire. He's been playing the T20 Blast and he's quite got going. Big score. Playing county championship cricket as well. I think he did an interview with a local paper actually up Yorkshire way and said that he's delighted that he's able to play championship cricket. He really feels it's helping him as an all-round cricketer, really. Not got, as you mentioned, a fantastic first-class record as yet. That'll only improve.
Tells you a bit about his ambition and what he wants to do. Obviously making his name at the moment as a 2020 and limited overs player, and a fine one at that, but should be more ambitious than just playing one-day cricket.
Doesn't look anything wrong technically, does it? I know you made the point earlier about him and Warner perhaps opening in a test match down the line.
David Warner, exactly the same, stands still, gives the ball a clout, but technically very good.
He just needs a rag, I think, just to keep that ball dry. Eight from the over then, 80 without loss. So 80 without loss, 214 from 228. The rest of the world need a wicket. Stick with Murali, so dual spin, Murali and Afridi. too good. And finally, got absolutely no chance. Hit too firmly.
Well, the way he thrashed Morley through the offside brought a change from the off spinner. He decided to come round the wicket, bowling a straighter line, but that's too straight really, and Finch has picked the perfect length to sweep and sweep it hard. What does Morley do now?
It's an angle he likes, isn't it, round? He just needs to hold that off spinner up just a little bit into the pads. I've seen him bowl that a lot. I think perhaps over the years, because he's turned the ball so much, more in the game round the wicket. Now that's very hopeful. He's going down. Better over though for Murali. 6 from 86 without loss. I'm going to read somewhere he's doing some work with Australia.
He is. He's doing a few days' work, isn't he? Ahead of Australia's tour of the UAE against Pakistan. I think Darren Lehman's asked him to come in and do a few days' work, maybe 15 days' work. I chatted with him the other night. He said he's going to do a bit of coaching in Calcutta as well. Spends most of his time, of course, in Colombo. I think he's got a bottle factory or something with his brothers.
Australia have done that quite a bit, haven't they? Think of Shane Warne, who was they brought in, didn't they, to help out the World T20. He was out there with their team. Sort of consultant, you call them that? Yeah, finds the gap. Finds the gap and goes for 4 and brings up 50 for Aaron Finch. He's played really, really well. Timed the ball nicely from the start. And it's the perfect start for the MCC.
Yeah, nice moment for him. A 50 here on a special day, on a special ground, and an opening partnership of 90 so far with Sachin Tendulkar. More to come from him, that's for sure.
Yeah, a day he won't forget, sure. Tendulkar at the other end, congratulating him.
Oh, ball.
Good work, very good work. Good run too. Good from Tino Best. Not quite.
Tight, was it?
Quicker ball to finish then. 7 from Afridi second, 93 for no wicket. Swung away just one more. So going really nicely here. Finch and Tendulkar, MCC require 201 more runs to win. With a change now up here. Paul Allott, Charles Colville.
Umpire Ian Gould just talking there to Adam Gilchrist about something. I think they've decided that last ball was a no ball. It was a fielder maybe not being inside the circle. Anyway, that's all sorted. Here's Murali. Well, this large crowd will have enjoyed Aaron Finch making 56. I'm no doubt about that, but they'd now quite like him to get out so we could see Tendulkar and Lara batting together. That's what everybody's turned up for. Nice to see Aaron Finch. Good you got a 50. Now go away.
Not the way the game's played, Charles. Aaron Finch is centre stage and enjoying every minute of it in his first appearance at Lord's. And probably thought he'd never have the chance to face Murali in the middle in cricket. He's got the chance now. He nearly didn't have much more of a chance.
Umpire Gould, I think, just thought about it for a moment or two. There were one or two around the ground who were giving that out.
Well, did it pitch in line? Did it turn enough? Yes. Long way forward, though.
Oh, it's nice, Glenn. Oh, second.
Three overs bowled now by Muralitharan for 19, just 2 off the over. 96 without loss after 15 at the MCC.
Bowling power play. Only batting.
Adam Gilchrist just checking up on the rules and regulations and where we are in the game, wanting to know whether there was still a bowling power play. Things have changed, of course, since he was regularly on the international scene. Scything shot by Tendulkar, just about kept in by Tamir Iqbal.
Get your quickest and youngest fielders on the boundary. It's a good job here because this was 4 otherwise. Tendulkar giving himself a little bit of room to hit away on the offside. Good stop from Tamim. Still very light on his feet, Sachin.
Just get the feeling that Sachin's thinking it's time to tee off.
Well, the required rate is less than it was originally, less than a run of ball needed from here on in. Maybe Sachin just fancies Shahid Afridi, having a go at him. What a shame we've been deprived the opportunity of seeing Shane Warne bowl to Sachin et al. But we have, and that's it. Broken hand. Shane Warne.
Oh.
It's a picture of Shane Warne's hand on the back of that part of the hand. Well, it's broken somewhere around that knuckle.
Single out to deep cover brings up the 100, and 16 overs have gone.
Shake of hands between the two openers. They've hardly been put under any pressure, really. It's been a good partnership, better than a run of ball.
Well, Brian Lara's ready to go. He's lurking in the back there with his pads on.
Brett Lee there, I wonder how he's feeling. A little upset, I would have thought.
The great and the good are here in the media centre at Lord's watching this game, and I'm just ran into Michael Atherton talking to Angus Fraser. I did point out to them that Brett Lee showed them what they could have done back in '94-5 when Warne was creating merry havoc and taking hat-tricks left, right and centre.
Well, it's hardly a new tactic, Charles. Hit the quick bowlers on the right hand, but normally you make it bounce first.
Great shot, fantastic shot by Tendulkar, takes him to 44.
Well, I said he was quick on his feet still. Look at this, with Murali going round the wicket here. Tendulkar leaving his crease, getting outside the line of leg stump and meeting the ball perfectly on the half volley. Hit it through and wide of extra cover. Classic cricket.
He's got the cloth out. Standard procedure by an off spinner when the ball's a bit damp and he's just been whacked for 4. Not my fault, can't grip the ball.
Oh.
Pick that up on the stump microphone. Gilchrist asking Tendulkar, how old are you now? 41. Touch of admiration there. Gilchrist 42, so not much in it between them.
I thought Gilly batted pretty nicely first up.
Certainly did. Timed it beautifully, didn't he? Four fours in an over off for Sean Tate. Quicker they come, quicker they go.
Bowled in. And as usual, when Tendulkar is out, there is a groan of disappointment Then a moment of stunned disbelief and silence. And now just listen to the applause as Lords, this famous old ground, rises to Sachin Tendulkar as he leaves the playing arena, quite probably for the very last time in his career. A hint of a smile on his face as he walks off up into the pavilion, and also a look of annoyance flashing across his face. How did I get out to that?
Well, it was the first time he looked in any trouble at all. It was 2-4. 2-4. It was an indeterminate sort of stroke.
Well, Tendulkar goes, and now listen to the roar as this man comes to the crease.
Well, it's dream time for the crowd, isn't it? Sachin Tendulkar out for 44, but look who comes in next. Brian Lara walking to the crease at number 3. The only slightly better scenario would have been to see them batting together, but we can't have everything.
And as Brian Charles Lara makes his way to the middle, Tino Best takes his sweater off to try and ruffle up his old mate and former team. But did they play together? I guess they probably would. Tino and Brian. Richard Isaac's just checking that for me. Don't think he'll be on strike straight away. So you get Lara out, and then this fella comes in. Nightmare for the bowlers.
Yes, it's not a happy scenario for the bowlers, is it? When you look at the top 5 in both teams, in the MCC side, Finch, Tendulkar, Lara, Dravid, Chanderpaul. Work cut out there.
This isn't Lara's first game on this ground this season, because once he was selected and agreed to play in the game, he's been desperate to find a bit of form and a bit of practice. So he came over here and played in one of the earlier matches that MCC have had to celebrate this bicentenary of the ground, playing for MCC against Hertfordshire. A replication of the first fixture played on this ground between the two sides.
Just got himself in a pickle here, didn't he? Just clipping off stump, but I think he didn't pick the line up, or the length. Length more than line. Thoroughly appreciated by this full house at Lord's.
Shovel into the leg side by Finch, takes the single. That means Lara is on strike with Tino Best to bowl at him.
Oldest man in the game, Brian Lara, at 45 years of age. Looking trim and fit, and having played a couple of games, let's hope he's in a bit of nick.
Lara captain Tino Best during 8 of Tino's test matches. So the chances are, can't quite confirm it, that Brian may have been in charge when Tino was dropped. So that might just add a little spice to this encounter.
Oh, he's had his sweater off and roaring in. Here we go. See what happens. Wry smiles all round. Lara not shirking or backing down from the challenge. Short ball, and if he connected with this, it would have, I think, gone searing away to the cover boundary.
Richard Kettleborough called it a wide. Best now bowling to just 2 on the onside as a gully goes in out of mid-wicket. So there's a huge gap up towards the old grandstand.
Yeah, and because he's got the field set as such, he's got to bowl that line well wide of off stump. No such thing as one off the mark in this, is there? Even though it is a celebration game. Little contests within the game. If Tino thinks he's got a point to prove. 2 slips and a gully now.
Lara off the mark. With a 2, I think, yeah, this ridiculous onside field means that Tino Best has had to run to deep mid-wicket, slide, eventually find the ball, pick it up, and Lara's walked 3.
112 for 1. I've never seen that. Fast bowler steaming in, gets inside edge, and then has to do his own fielding out at deep backward square leg. He's had to run probably 75 yards to field this with a smile on his face all the way.
It's like being back in the park when you're playing against your brother. He hits it anywhere and you've got to go and pick it up and field it before he stops running 19.
Well, it's the way the game should be played, isn't it? Wholeheartedly, with a smile on your face. Now we've got a contest. Murali to Brian Lara.
Lara is Muralitharan rather is assisting in setting this field with meticulous precision. He knows how he wants to get Lara out. All sorts of waving of arms. He wants his man absolutely in the perfect position that, as he sees it, Muralitharan. So what's he got? Deep straight mid-wicket. Man deep, just backward a square on the leg side. Short fine leg mid-on, that's the onside field, and the offside field slips in. Sort of backward cover, almost 45 on the offside inside the circle. Oh! Lara will get a single. Was there any bat involved, or is it just leg byes? Just leg byes.
Murali got Lara out 5 times in 8 tests.
Old bowl Muruletharan. Lara somehow fiddles it down to that man at 45 on the offside.
Bit quicker, bit flatter from Murali. See the way that Lara adjusted. Very quick hands to get the blade on the ball.
It's in the air for a long time. No signal from the umpire, so there's bat involved in this. Yeah, big top edge. Could have gone anywhere.
Oh, Bob.
19 overs gone, 116 for 1. One 7-8 more needed. Still at a fair old lick. Over 5.5 and over. Still to come. Got Raul Dravid, Shiv Chandapal, Reed the keeper, then Vittori Lee, Saeed Ajmal Shante, and Umar Gul, who presumably will be down the bottom end.
Trapped it, caught it between glove and body.
Yeah? No, I just got stuck in me, from your roof and these pants.
Said that Murali got Lara out 5 times in 8 tests, but he averaged 86 against Sri Lanka when Murali played. 500s.
That'll be 4. Tino's line not the best.
Extraordinary record of Lara's against spin. Then Warne, he was as good as well, the best really at playing Warne. Double 100 in Sydney.
And it's the great question, isn't it, which is endlessly debated when 2 or 3 cricketers, cricket lovers, gather together. Lara and Tendulkar, the greatest batsmen of their generation. You have to have one of them to win you a game in the 4th innings of a test match. Who are you going for, Paul Allen?
Oh, well, you see, Andre Strauss asked me that before, who I want to watch Lara play, because in terms of flair and entertainment value, I think I'd go with him. And he's played some fantastic innings as well. The 2 highest scores in Test match cricket, one of which was superseded, but the important innings that he played, match-winning innings in crucial situations, in Bridgetown against Australia, in Sydney against Australia, were extraordinary. He was a match winner, Brian Lara. I'm not suggesting that Tendulkar wasn't, but personal preference, I'd like to watch him.
So you're going to have one man to play for you to win a game batting in the 4th innings. You can sign anyone you want for Lancashire for one innings. You're gone for Lara.
Yeah.
Lara's the one you want.
And you can argue with me if you like, but
No.
that's the way I'm going.
Wide.
Another wide by Tino Best. Having known you for 25, 35 years, I'm not arguing with you about anything.
Juve having a bit of fun with the crowd. He's been donated a pair of sunglasses. He's got his own back on now. Change of attack, or change of line of attack from Tino's coming round the wicket now. That was a bit of a waste of time, bowling so wide of off stump. Lara having nothing to do with it. So we'll come round the wicket, look to attack the stumps a little bit more with a similar field. Well, he's got 3 on the leg side now.
Just want to see one of those trademark Lara flourishing cover drives, don't you? Just roll back the ears. Angus Fraser is up here somewhere. He'll be twitching when he sees that. Bowled at him, of course, during both of those St John's Antigua, certainly the first St John's Antigua big innings of 375. Great to watch.
.126 for 1. That is a glorious shot from Lara. He's just waited a fraction longer, hit it straight down into the ground and behind point, high back cliff. There it goes. There's that bat and the little flourish at the top. Wonderful to see again.
And also that look of complete disdain, and I'm not bothering running because I've hit it for 4. The trademark moment of a Brian Lara 4.
Well, I've seen him play golf a bit in the last few years. He's big mates with Dwight York, and he comes up to Wilmslow and plays with Dwight in Cheshire.
Oh!
And the golf backswing has a little flourish in it at the top as well.
Oh, no, that's kept low.
Yeah, misbehaved that delivery. The shooter. Hard enough facing Murali when he's when the ball's bouncing properly, right? Turning too much from around the wicket, I think. Missing leg, that.
Adam Gilchrist did very well to stop that. Could easily have nutmegged him and run away for byes. I'm amazed they're not appealing a little more vociferously here.
Well, there was one a couple of overs ago which I thought was pretty good to Aaron Finch. Might not have turned enough. It's been given runs, so that's the end of that. Bottom edge.
Oh! That bad?
Lara gets a single to end that over. Just 2 singles off it, though, for Muralitharan, and that's okay. 21 overs gone, 128 for 1. MCC need 166 to win this. Raul Dravid is up there with his pads on. He'll be in when a wicket falls, presumably. Let's have a change in the commentary box as Michael Atherton joins Andrew Strokes.
Thank you, Charles. Shahid Afridi comes back into the attack. 3 overs for 19 for him.
Oh.
It's great to see Lara playing again. I mean, he was a real hero for me growing up. It's just a real privilege and a pleasure to watch.
Model your game on him, did you?
Absolutely. You would have seen a lot of Lara in your time, wouldn't you, Michael?
Too much. Too much. 375's worth in Antigua. Beautiful player to watch. Even on the opposition, I think you could admire and enjoy his batting, even if he was giving you some punishment. Everything batting should be: touch and flair, artistry, grace, and greed.
Well, we were talking earlier about Tendulkar and Lara, and I think the one thing about Lara is when you watched him, he would do things you just knew you had no chance of emulating at all. Tendulkar was a bit more functional, and you could kind of see, well, that is the right technique. Lara just had that genius about him, and his play against spin in particular was a pleasure to watch. Quick footwork, could sweep well, hit over the top. There it is there, just look at that. Touch and feel. That's the end of the over, 22 gone. MCC 128 for 1.
Had a long chat with him on Thursday, actually, about batting just generally, and he was talking me through his upbringing, really, saying, although he went to coaching clinics, for him, the feel and rhythm was the most important thing, and he never thought about how his feet moved or how he picked up the bat. I mean, he could feel occasionally when things were slightly out of kilter or out of sync, but it all happened by instinct and nature, really. It's a good lesson, I think, that players need to find their own way to play, and it won't always be textbook and orthodox, but instinct and feel, very important, the feel and rhythm of the game.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the danger with so much video footage these days. Batsmen will look at themselves on the TV, on the video, and say, that doesn't look quite right. I should make sure that I look better, look more technically correct. Often, it's a kind of can of worms you're opening up. No one looks perfect. Far better just to feel comfortable and happy with the way you're playing. You almost know by the where your shots are going as to how well your feet are moving, how balanced you are. Wow, that's a good shot. He does hit the ball, doesn't he, Aaron Finch?
He does. He hits it hard, and especially through the offside. He's looked to give himself a bit of room against the spinners today. This was a bit of a loosener from Yuvraj, and Finch has climbed into it.
I don't think it would register on the revometer, that one. Rolled that one out. Backs away again. Got it fine. I think he'll pick up 2. Who's that on the boundary? Kevin Peterson. There's a good bit of work there by Peterson. Unbelievable shot from Aaron Finch over extra cover. That has gone miles.
So what Yuvraj can do here, whether he can change the angle and come over the wicket and try and aim leg stump and just outside to Finch, but he's bowling straight, and Finch is just backing away outside leg stump, as you can see there, and making a very straight ball into one that he can thrash through the offside.
Well, that's a good comeback, Yuvraj Singh. He's seen him back away 3 times, so he's bowled it wide. I mean, it's a very modern way of playing spin, and 2020 cricket has lots to ask for this. Just give yourself room, allow you to get your arms free. Makes it very difficult for the bowler because he's got to second guess you every delivery. one thing about Lara, just remember him playing spin, he used to use his pad a lot, didn't he, when he was playing defensively?
Yeah, it's a good point. Pre-DRS, I guess. Didn't use it as much as Jimmy Adams, mind, but he did use that pad as a second line of defence, which I guess he'd have to change slightly now.
Misfield from Shard Afridi, 23 overs gone, MCC 1-4-1 for 1. Yeah, I don't think it would be a problem for him to make that transition. It's just a case of getting your bat in front of your pad, really. He liked to play with his pad first. He had such quick hands and good eyes that it wouldn't have been a problem. You ever watch some of that series where against Sri Lanka when he smashed Murali everywhere? That was as good a piece of batting as I've ever seen.
Yeah, the people who had the best of Murali were left-handers. Lara, Fleming, I think, did very well against Murali. Graham Thorpe had a terrific series against him in Sri Lanka, 2001. Been showing these just as good through the leg side as well.
Just going along nicely, these two. Partnership of 38 off 40 balls. Finch very much the aggressor, 85 off 77 deliveries for him.
No!
Run rate required just 5.5 and over, so they can afford to cruise a bit, these two. Oh, he's gone again. It's gone high. I don't think he got all of it. And a good bit of work on the boundary. Kevin Peterson again. Difficult man to sweep, Shard Afridi. Bowls quick.
Yeah, the pace and the bounce as well. So he's not really in a full-blooded sweep position here, is he? He's not right down on one knee, but just hoiking it away straight. And, it's good for Lara. Finch going along at this rate just enables Lara to play himself in gently.
Oh, no!
That's the dangerous shot to Afridi. You've got to think to yourself, play him straight down the ground. Well, most mortal players would think play him straight down the ground. Maybe Finch is of a different breed.
Yeah, a lot of players like to play him almost like an in-swing bowler. Get your front pad out of the way, hit him straight. It's dangerous from Finch. That one, though, is not dangerous. Absolutely mullered.
And straight. Much easier to hit Afridi that way with a straight bat than he did the ball before with a cross bat. Brings up the 150. Finch is motoring along now, 91 from 81. It's been a terrific display from him.
It was the wrong end, but it didn't matter. It was too full, and he gives it the full kitchen sink. The two current players, Yuvraj Singh and Aaron Finch, have been brilliant today. Not that the retired players have done themselves any disservice. Sachin was excellent. Adam Gilchrist looked in fine fettle himself. It is a great advantage, isn't it? When you're hitting balls every day, it does make it a lot easier. Swung away and swung away brilliantly. Oh, it's a good bit of fielding, but not good enough.
Nice touch from Lara. I was just chuckling, actually. I was overhearing a little conversation between Yuvraj and Finch. Finch is at the non-striker's end, and I think Yuvraj might have said to him, "Come on, take it easy," and Finch said, "You smash me." He's going to get his own back.
Nicely played by Lara for a single. Well, Aaron Finch is forging an excellent reputation for himself as a short form specialist, especially 2020 cricket, but there's no reason why he can't go on and play in all forms again. We've seen David Warner make that transition. He's a good enough player in my mind to be able to do that.
There's no question in terms of how he plays. It's just how much ambition does he have? And I don't know him well enough. I had a quick chat with him actually after the 2020 Blast game up at Old Trafford, and he seemed a thoroughly nice lad. He's happy to talk, but one assumes he's ambitious to make a name for himself in Test cricket. Why wouldn't you be? It's still regarded as the form of the game that makes or breaks your reputation.
Oh!
He would have seen what went on during the Ashes series in the winter, and I'm sure he would have been envious of the success that was shared by that Australian team. Any proud Aussie wants to win an Ashes series. Moon ball from Yuvraj Singh that was nicely played and deflected from Lara. Again, it is that deflection, using the pace.
Watching Sean Pollock trek after that ball there. Put himself in at short fine leg, hoping he won't have to move. Go on, Polly.
Got down to that one okay. The end of the over, 159 for one. Halfway through the MCC's innings, and they're handily placed. Only 135 more runs needed. And for Aaron Finch, won't be too concerned about Paul Collingwood coming back on in these circumstances. Gave him a bit of tap earlier on. It's been a struggle for everyone to bowl at Aaron Finch so far. Gilchrist just having a chat with Collingwood, trying to change the field. I wonder if he's just trying to tempt Aaron Finch to play a big shot. He knows he needs wickets.
He doesn't need much tempting to play a big shot. Every ball.
I mean, that's a good point. With some of these modern day 2020 specialists, it almost is irrelevant where the fielders are. If they're going to go big, they'll just hit it at the fielder, but they know they'll get enough on it to go over his head anyway.
Yep, they back themselves. I mean, Gilchrist has got a long off, long on. That's not going to stop Finch. Won't stop him trying anyway. It's one of the big changes. I mean, many changes since I played, but even in the short time that you've stopped playing, Andrew, this notion of what is possible for a batsman In the old days, with the long off and long on, people would just not even think really about taking the field on. You just knock it down, pick up your singles, or try and get your boundaries elsewhere. Now batsmen just think anything is achievable. Gilchrist trying to get Finch off strike, and not often in Brian Lara's career would he have been the man when the field comes in, but it is at the moment with Finch going so well. The field has now come in for Lara.
Well bowled by Collingwood, tucking Lara up. I suppose if you were trying to bowl to Lara, that's not a bad spot. Very straight.
Yep. Above all, not giving that room to carve away through the offside. And the one area England's bowlers had some success against Lara was round the wicket, bowling in the way that Craig White did a little bit when the ball started to reverse swing, or Flintoff later on in a similar fashion.
Slow ball from Collingwood. Nod of appreciation from Lara. End of the over, 160 for 1. Always thought with Lara that high backlift would be vulnerable to those full balls, but had such quick hands. It never seemed to be a problem for him.
I'm just trying to think of that area. It's a similar way that England started to bowl at Adam Gilchrist in that great series of 2005 that you played in. Flintoff round the wicket, occasionally taking the ball to the slip, sometimes on the angle, and sense that it just destabilised Gilchrist a bit. And that was very similar to how England had a little bit of success against Lara. He obviously scored thousands of runs against us, but that was the one area where we felt he might have been a bit vulnerable.
Well, that's too easy for Aaron Finch. He goes to 97 now. All the fielders up on the offside.
Just incredibly nonchalant. Yuvraj over the wicket, trying to protect that leg side. The fielders are out. There's no fielder out on the offside. So once Finch picks the length, which he did there so well, and just gives himself enough room. Plenty of opportunity on that offside. 97, Aaron Finch.
Bit of line from Yuvraj. They'll look for 2, but Lara is not interested. You have a 27-year-old with a 45-year-old. It's a bit of a mismatch.
Oh!
Again, trying to use the pace of the ball. Kind of the shot Tendulkar got out to earlier. A bit too full to play that. As you said, Hafiz, Lara just playing the supporting act. The main show is Aaron Finch, and he's on 98. Good bowling. Good from Yuvraj Singh. 6 off the over, 166 for 1. So what about Lara's 2 records then, Athers? It's 400 in Test cricket and he's 501 in one-day cricket. Will those ever be beaten, do you think?
Well, it's hard to think that the 501 will be beaten. First-class cricket. I was there for his 375. I was there for the 400 as well in Antigua, but only commentating on the second occasion. Sense of inevitability about both innings, actually. Very flat pitches. Which is not to take anything away from the innings, because to score 375 or 400 on any kind of surface is incredible, but there is a real sense of inevitability about it all. Both occasions.
I remember him treating Harmison and Flintoff with great respect, and absolutely murdering Gareth Batty. Remember, he was the spinner in that game. Just looking to do it in singles, I think, here. Aaron Finch is kind of nerdle it about, and when you've hit 14 fours and 2 sixes, I'm not sure he needs to do that, really.
Doesn't look a natural nerdler, does he?
Good again from Collingwood. Good over, 167 for 1. Time for a change. It's Knight and Colville.
Thank you, Andrew. Well, Andrew, Sachin Tendulkar up there on the balcony looks very relaxed. He's done his bit. He's had a bat and come and gone, and now he's just sitting watching Finch on 98. But Tendulkar is watching Lara on strike. And still on strike as well. Still waiting for that eye-catching shot from Brian.
He's giving himself time to get in, isn't he? And he can afford to do that because Finch is going so well. Required rate's just under 6.
Sean Pollock, the rest of the world team manager, having to do a bit of fielding because Shane Warne is off in hospital, we hear, having this broken hand looked at by the experts, see whether he needs an operation or not. It's that serious. Just wonder how they sold that to Sean. Listen, no sign of Shane. He's off at hospital, so you've got to go on and do a bit of fielding. Sub-fielder at the age of 40. What a nightmare.
No, not the day he'd have anticipated. Actually, we saw him earlier, didn't we, on the balcony? He had his feet up, very casual with his trainers and his tracksuit on. You have to do a little bit of work now, mate.
Well, the mistake he made was putting the trainers and the tracksuit on. Finch goes to 99. Lara's not coming back for the second one there. I've noticed that Mike Gatting has not moved out of his suit. Now, Gat was never, ever going to come on and be the sub fielder. 29 overs gone, 169 for 1. Shiv's that relaxed, he hasn't even got the pads on at the moment. So here's Aaron Finch. Aaron Finch on 99. He'll be the second centurion of this match. Yuvraj Singh made one earlier in the day to get the rest of the world up to 293 for 7. But now the big hitting Aussie is on 99 from 95 balls, 14 fours so far, 2 sixes. And it's going to be Paul Collingwood to bowl to him. $100 for Finch, easy as you like. Pushed down the ground, wide open space to long on. And the Lord's crowd are up on their feet again. Not quite with the rapture that they brought to the Yuvraj celebrations or the Tendulkar exit or the Lara entry, but an appreciative crowd nevertheless.
And that's with a huge future. 100 here at Lord's, all the attention on Tendulkar and Lara. Well, he's stolen the show. 100 at just under a run a ball. Real talent, Aaron Finch, and he won't feel he's finished here. Still work to be done for his team.
That's more like it. That is more like it from Brian Lara. Trademark cover drive, sped away for 4.
Yeah, perhaps a signature shot for Lara over the years. Seen so many of these shots flayed through the offside. Great to see him back at the crease. Looks in good touch, doesn't he? Just as I say, played a lot of cricket with Brian. He played at Warwickshire. Incredible cricket brain. I remember standing at slip with him on many occasions when he was captain and I was vice captain. Had this incredible ability to be able to very quickly work out a batsman. Often he'd say to me, I think we'll get this lad out slip, we need an extra slip in, or we'll get this lad out caught square leg. Put a square leg in. At times that he could outthink a batsman.
And he's nicked it and gone. So Paul Collingwood gets the great Brian Charles Lara. And Lara has gone for 23. And let's listen to the applause he gets as he leaves the ground, probably for the last time. So Brian Charles Lara leaves Lord's, and very shortly, emerging from the famous long run, is Rahul Dravid. All of these great players of yesteryear, every time they walk onto the famous playing area, are greeted with great cheers of appreciation. Tendulkar had it, Lara had it, and now Dravid's had it.
Well, just a little tickle. Perhaps, I think, trying to get it down to third man. And he can't believe his luck. He's got Lara finally. I don't know if he got him throughout his playing career, but he's got him now. just starting to show glimpses, I thought, of his best form. Such a shame for the crowd. But it's a look then at Rahul Dravid. Looks fit, doesn't he, Rahul Dravid?
Well, Lara had played that sumptuous cover drive for 4, and we said, yeah, that's more like it. He's back. The next ball he had a flash at and missed. The next one he tried it again and nicked off. So maybe that 4 through the covers was a bit of bad news, really. Got his juices going.
Well, it gives us a look at Rahul Dravid. I understand he's going to do some work with the Indian side as a mentor throughout this series. That's got to be good news for them. Lots of young batsmen, lots of good young batsmen too.
Buzzing fast ball. Collingwood's on a hat-trick, and there's a great O and an R of disappointment as Dravid has to leave. Dravid bowled for a duck, first ball. Little inside edge onto pad, onto stumps. And Collingwood's not quite sure whether he should be celebrating or not, because he's just sent Dravid on his way. Yes, yeah. Kevin Peterson, you're right. Here's the man who spoilt the party. Dravid goes, it's 174 for 3.
Yeah, he was almost apologetic, wasn't he? Didn't quite know what to do, Collie. Such a shame. What a great player he's been over the years. He'll get a wondrous applause from this crowd and from Sachin Tendulkar, and a wry smile from Rahul Dravid. Not been his day. I can't believe it, can he? Runs, he got 40, didn't he? Now a couple of wickets for him. Lara and Dravid.
Such is the nature of the day, you know, as that ball crashed into middle stump. That's the end of Lara. But as the ball crashed into middle stump and everybody just took in what had happened to Dravid here, there was a moment, and it was almost as if Collingwood saying, well, wait a minute, did he ever get another go not out first ball? And then, oh no, this is a proper game, you've got to go, sorry. Well, Shivnarine Chanderpaul is now making his way to the middle with forearm guard, with gloves, with chest pad. He's got every bit of protection going on, and he's in on a hat-trick.
He's seen it all before, and he's still playing, of course, for Derbyshire. He just had to hurry and get his thigh pad on, put his boxing, get his gloves together, just tighten the pads. Wonderful player. His own little style, doesn't he? His own inimitable style. Lots of movements at the crease. Collingwood will probably go full and straight here.
Well, Gilchrist has set an extraordinary field for this hat-trick ball. There's a silly mid on, there's a silly mid off. There are 2 slips, there's a gully. Has Collingwood ever had such an aggressive field in his entire career? One thing we can be sure that this first ball Shivnarine Chanderpaul faces as the short fine leg comes up to leg gully, will be a shuffling defensive shot from Shivnarine Chanderpaul. It was.
Couple of wickets and 5 runs then from there. 174 for 3.
Very bizarre feeling that must have been for Paul Collingwood to have knocked over Rahul Dravid first ball, and everybody saying, well, what do you want to go and do that for? Goodness sake, man. All come here to watch the greats bat. Normally the prospect of getting Dravid out first ball would have sent everybody into paroxysms of ecstasy, but not today. Right, Yuvraj from the nursery end to Finch.
Oh.
Who, lest we forget, has helped himself to a quiet 100. Still 119 needed to win this game. Batting to come, Reed, Vittori, Lee, Saeed Ajmal, Sean Tate and Umar Gul, who presumably will be 11 as he's injured. Chanderpaul's away. 5th ball faced.
Very unique, isn't it? Again, gets into a very normal, natural position.
Not the line to bowl to Finch. 6 off the over, 31 gone, 180 for 3. Well, in the heat of the battle, normally I think that might have been 2 to Sean Pollock. They've respected his seniority and just taken a leisurely one. It is the most extraordinary technique that Shivnarine Chanderpaul has got, isn't it? Whether it is the most extraordinary that has ever been seen on this famous old ground, I wouldn't know. John Carr who of course played for Middlesex at Lord's for many years, used to start off in a fairly unlikely position, but ended up batting fairly conventionally.
Yeah, you wonder how it starts as a former left-hander. Maybe, just maybe, it's because of concern about getting too far across the crease so he can present the full face, who knows, but he's got himself into that position. The important bit is what happens when the ball's released, and actually it's fairly normal then. There you go, he gets pretty much into that position. Just takes a while to get there. There you go, it's the point of release that's important, and there, he's in pretty much a normal position there, isn't he?
Other weird stances at this great old ground. We'll have seen Kim Barnett.
Yeah. Michael Yardy is another one.
Yeah.
Pleasant player.
You remember John
Peter
Carr?
Willey.
You remember John Carr?
John Carr, yeah. It's funny though, isn't it? Because he's not the celebrated player, is he, that say Brian Lara is? But if you compare records, there's not a huge amount of difference between them. Lara 52 average in Test match cricket. Chanderpaul 51.8. Very little between them there. 32 gone, 183 for 3.
But who would you prefer to watch, Chanderpaul or?
Well, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, that's the point I'm raising now, really. I mean, he's not the celebrated player because of that reason. But you actually look at those numbers, and they're exceptional. 29 Test match hundreds as opposed to 34 from Lara. Played a few more games. He's played 156 Test matches. That in itself is extraordinary. It says 155. Richard said 156. So one of the two, anyway. It's a lot.
Murrell is back into the attack. Four more to Finch.
Well, he's either got to change the line that he's bowling. He likes to bowl round the wicket here. He's got to get his man to fine leg a lot finer. We've seen this a lot from Finch. Just helping it on its way. Line is too straight from Murali. It's the shot well, doesn't he? What a day he has had, Aaron Finch. 100 at Lords. Opened the batting with Sachin Tendulkar. Had a partnership with Brian Lara.
Lasted longer than Raul Dravid.
The bowl too, didn't he?
I'm not sure he'll remember that particularly fondly.
Well, he kind of made a game of it.
How do you feel when the captain comes to you and say, listen, we need to give him some runs, you better have a bowl?
Come on, we joke. We don't know that that's the case. They're slightly hamstrung, weren't they, because they had to find some overs with Umar Gul, so it may have been the case.
Did they ever say that to you? Yeah, Nick, you better have a bowl. We've got to give him some quick runs. Some of those set-up games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, decky bowling, the odd declaration game. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Used to love it. Try and sneak a wicket as well. Well, that rate is just going up now because of the wickets. Chanderpaul's going to take his time. Finch is going nicely, but just over 6 now for the first time.
.33 overs gone, 190 for 3. The thing is, when you came on to bowl in a declaration situation, were you trying your hardest, or were you lobbing it up?
No, I was hoping to get a wicket. Sorry, Captain. You went for 6.
Paul Collingwood's in a good little spell at the moment. 4 overs, 2 for 10 at the moment. If he could knock over Shiv Chanderpaul, he'd be on cloud 9, and he very nearly did with that. What sort of a shot was that, Shiv? Disappointment for Kevin earlier on today when he was part of the clatter of wickets when Syed Ajmal was in his pomp. Saw him play in a 2020 game which we did on Sky. Was it on Thursday night, where he got in right at the very end? And it struck me that life must be very difficult and different for him at the moment, because he's not really playing every day. He gets one chance a week in a 20-over game, so he never gets any rhythm or any form. Must be very unnatural for him, a man who's been a professional batsman all of his life. Wants a single there and gets it easily. Chanderpaul.
Yeah, you're right, make a good point. It's be difficult for him just to find some rhythm at the crease, some tempo to your batting. It wasn't easy actually for him today, because he came in that Ajmal spell. Ajmal was just brilliant, wasn't he? Absolutely outstanding. All the variations were out. In the end, he did Kevin with the deucer, the one that went the other way. And actually, Peterson's played Ajmal very well. You go back to the UAE a couple of years ago, he got back-to-back hundreds in a one-day series there, where he took Ajmal apart. So it's not easy when you first come in against spin. Idea for Kevin Peterson to try and play some championship cricket. I don't know what his contract is with Surrey, whether it can involve some of that. Just help him, mightn't it?
I think they were a bit coy about that when he signed. They said, well, he signed for 2020 cricket, and we'll see about the championship further down the line. But he's about to go off and play in the Caribbean Premier League at the same time as the big the NatWest Blast. So those opportunities are going to be few and far between. 34 overs gone, 191 for 3. Slip in for Murali, bowling to Chanderpaul. Wrong line though. In the old days, you'd be getting quite excited if you were the fielding side here. You'd say, yeah, we got it up over a runner ball, keep it going. Of course, it's the modern 2020 era. It's going to be no problem at all to chase these down unless wickets start to fall.
I mean, the expectation of the players has changed dramatically, hasn't it, over that period, 2020. You realise what is possible in the shorter formats.
reasonable over that. 4 off it, 3 singles in the wide. 195 for 3 after 35. And they're going to have a drink.
England Cricket and Hardies, generations of devotion.
Next over, so I'll just keep quiet and leave you to it. $195 for 3. We've had 35 overs. Aaron Finch has played remarkably well. He's 112 not out. He's given the ball some right welly. He's looked a terrific young player. He's going to go on to much greater things. A mix of bowling to face, some fairly mediocre spin from Shahid Afridi on that occasion, and Yuvraj looked a bit stiff, didn't he, bowling that, but been some good bowling that he smashed around as well. So set this capacity crowd alight, really. 12. Paul Collingwood got a couple of wickets, 2 in 2. Was on a hat-trick for a while. He got rid of Lara, caught behind a Dravid first ball. Shame that you don't get a let-off in a game like this, I suppose, certainly from Rahul Dravid's point of view. It's the bowling we've seen. No Shane Warne, of course. He's got a broken hand, sadly. So Yuvraj just had to bowl a few his overs. That's where we are with 15 overs to go. 99 from 90. The MCC need to win this game. Richard Kettleborough signals a power play over, and I guess that will signal a move from Adam Gilchrist to bring his most current bowlers, I suppose, back into the attack. Peter Siddle, maybe Tino Best as well. We're still playing. Shivnarayan Chandapal just get off strike and get Aaron Finch on strike. Five overs, 2 for 11 for Paul Collingwood. Ball well. A couple of nice scalps. Not a million miles away from Lake Stump, which is why the umpire hasn't signalled a wide. Just have clipped Chandapal's trouser leg as well. Good running. He's home. Nice evening now. We had some rain earlier in the day, right at the start of the day, and a bit in the afternoon, but best conditions of the day now. This Finch just melts right through the leg side beautifully. Stands still, it was just angled in. He's thumped it away with that bottom hand. 116 now. .200 up now for the MCC, the home team. Tempted to go over the top and straight, but a thick inside edge brings him a single. 36 overs done. It's 203 for 3. Finch on strike. Swept fine and for 4. No stopping him.
It's a shot we've seen a lot from Aaron Finch today. He gets so much pace on that ball. It's a long way behind square, and to get that sort of pace on that angle is incredible, really.
Sure where they can bowl to him. He's very strong down the ground through the offside. We've seen him flip through mid-wicket. He's strong on the sweep.
Oh,
I'd have been better advised there to just wave that one through morally and get Finch off strike.
Great occasion for Aaron Finch to showcase his talents. And he's got plenty of them. A very special player. Fast gaining a reputation as being one of the very best at this form of the game.
oh.
Yeah, kind of wondered whether in a game such as this he might get 100 and then look to get out, but you forget that he's a young man with great ambitions. He's 7 years of age and wants to make his mark now. Being watched in Australia, of course. Chanderpaul goes down the ground, not all the way, and he hits it well enough with both mid-on and mid-off up. The opportunities are there for him. 212 for 3.
Chandapur can be deceptively powerful at times. Doesn't look like he can hit the ball very far, but I've seen him play some outstanding innings. The back end of a game, I remember a one-day game in Georgetown, Guyana, and he smashed it everywhere.
I reckon he's hit one of the quickest hundreds as well in Test cricket. I wonder whether Richard can check that. I know it's not the quickest. Which would still be Viv Richards, I think, wouldn't it? And Gilchrist was very close in Perth against England. I reckon Shiv somewhere got 100 off about 60, 65 balls. .69 balls. Where was that, Rich? Georgetown, home ground against Australia. So he has a reputation as somebody who just takes his time and occupies the crease, nudges and nurdles, but can give it some when he wants to. Fourth fastest, joint fourth fastest 100 for Chandapur. He's got an outstanding record, of course. A couple of double hundreds there. He's at South Africa and Bangladesh. And lots of hundreds, an average of over 50. Test match cricket. As Finch smites his countryman Peter Smiddle down the ground. It's an incredible shot, really, into the old pavilion.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant shot from Aaron Finch. Peter Siddle won't be happy with that shot. That power just standing in his ground and whacking it. That's just a golf swing, really, isn't it? Just free the shoulders, free the arms. And he's got pretty big arms. That ball does keep going.
Excellent fielding. 221 for 3. Looks simple enough, doesn't it? Especially with Aaron Finch at the crease. 131 not out and showing no signs of either stopping or slowing down. On a ball, 73 required. As Finch sweeps Morley away and hard over square leg. Boundaries are in. Ian Gould's just going to check whether that's 4 or 6.
Well, Muralitharan not used to this type of punishment. 9 overs, 50 so far. Before this one, is it a 6? I wicket just bounced short. Hard to know where to bowl to Aaron Finch, really. You give it a bit of flight, he'll come down the wicket and whack you over your head, bowl it fuller or a bit flatter, he'll sweep you. Just one more look at this one. I think it's a 4.
Third umpire, Michael Goff, agrees.
Just talking about Shivnarine Chandimal, often underrated. Look at his test match stats, 11,414 runs, an average of 51.
They are incredible statistics, but you wouldn't necessarily still put him right in the top rank of West Indian batsmen. I suppose Lara and Richards top rank, and Chandimal would be in that next rung down, I guess.
Well, I suppose it's whether you rate someone on their run scoring ability or how they look. I mean, he's 500 runs away from Brian Lara's West Indian record, so still got a few test matches left in him, I would have thought.
Rank them on how many matches they win. At first, Morley asked the question, no response. 226 for 3.
10 overs for Muralitharan. He's bowled out. It was an appeal for the last ball. I'll tell you what, it wasn't a million miles away. Maybe a little bit of an inside edge. Yeah.
Well, he's got through 10 overs. Morley, he's taken a little bit of punishment from Aaron Finch. Bowled perfectly well, acceptably. Shane Warne back from hospital. The hand has been x-rayed. I don't know whether he's had an operation or not, but it looks as though it's in plaster. Fractured metatarsus, I understand, and that's why.
Sean Pollock is manager of the team. I don't think he had any intention of spending 50 overs in the field today. Still looks pretty fit though.
Yeah, I think he thought he was here for an easy gig. Sat on the balcony. Got a hard yakker in the field for Sean Pollock, who is fit. He's one of the most disciplined commentators that we've all worked with in the gym before the day and gym after the day, so he's still pretty fit. asked a question of our statistician, given that Shivnarine Chanderpaul's young lad is playing first-class cricket now in the Caribbean. Brothers and sons who played first-class cricket at the same time. There can't be too many. Butchers, he reckons, Richard, Mark and Alan. Young Chanderpaul's a chip off the old block by all accounts. Bit of heartache for bowlers continuing. 40 overs done, 230 for 3. And remember, his first game, he was picked against England in 1994 on his home ground at the border in Guyana. He was absolutely a stick of a lad. Nothing to him at all, and he came in, and as people have seen now down the years, he was the first to tap the bail in to make his mark. The pitches were so hard in Guyana. He tapped the bail in and used that as his mark. Virtually scored all his runs behind square. He didn't really have the strength to whack the ball straight. Wasn't as open-chested as he is now. He got 50 on that debut, 50 odd I think. Certainly got a half century. But straight away you could see how closely he watched the ball, how late he played the ball. Good player of spin, coming from Guyana where there's a lot of spin. Gradually developed that idiosyncrasy where he stands virtually completely chest on.
Yeah, I seem to remember him being much more orthodox. I was watching you on TV then, Neffers.
I got a few in that game as well.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, I got a few in the first innings. I think I got none in the second. Here's Tino Best.
Wide.
We were talking earlier about the importance of feel when batting. It's not all about looking good. And Chanderpaul's probably one of the best examples of that crabby style he's got. Just watch when the ball is delivered, how still he is. That's the key. His head is still, he's balanced. And that's why he's been so successful in Test cricket, a very hard man to bowl at.
No, it's going down, Tino.
Going miles down. That is the one area that you want to bowl at Aaron Finch. I think he does look a little bit of an LBW candidate. Prefer to exploit that when he's on 0 rather than the 139 though.
Well, that was just swinging into the pads and has gone for 6. Or has it? 4 is signalled by Ian Gould.
It's a huge boundary up the hill there. We saw him hit a couple of shots like that in the 2020 a couple of weeks ago. Oh, was that into the boundary on the full?
better. Even better. Yeah. Scratch of the chin, shake your head. But don't give up, Tino.
One thing about Tino, he'll be running in again next ball, that is for sure. But that is Aaron Finch's 22nd four. He's scored 3 sixes alongside those 22 boundaries in it. And there's just great power hitting. Looks so simple.
Look at bemusement on Tino Best's face. Where do I bowl now? Well, he's sending the scouts out everywhere. He wants everybody on the fence, but he's got to have 4 inside the ring. He's waving his arms around. He's asked for cover to come in. And mid-off, who's Virender Sehwag to trot out to long off. So long off and long on. You'd think that Tino will try and bowl this pretty straight and full. .241 for 3. Is a rare sight. Bit of off spin from Kevin Peterson. A last throw of the dice from Adam Gilchrist. It's your final over of your final commentary stint today, Andrew. Maybe I should leave this one to you.
Oh.
Thank you for that, Michael. Useful bowler, Peterson. Partnership breaker.
Absolutely, they need one now. Actually does give it a tweak. Hasn't bowled much of late. He's had a bit of a dicky knee, hasn't he? Sore right knee throughout the Ashes series. See if he can get one off the straight. Simple enough into the leg side. It's a couple for Aaron Finch. He scampers back for 2. And it's a couple that brings up his 150. It's been a marvellous display from him. Great entertainment that he's given the crowd here today. The crowd came to watch some old legends. They've seen a younger player of immense promise. High and just far enough.
modern bat for you. Didn't get anywhere near that. Came right off the toe of the bat. In days gone by, that would have been easily taken. It's more than enough to get over the boundary edge.
Quicker this time from around the wicket. He's eyeing up that short leg side boundary. We're not exactly in the middle of the square here, just a little over to the left, and boundary rope is in a bit from the mound stand side. I think he fancies the strike. 252 for 3.
Oh, bestie.
252 for 3, Aaron Finch. 158, the 42 required. And 48 balls to take us home. Paul Allerton, Nick Knight.
Thanks, Michael. Outstanding, isn't it? 158 then from Finch. Required rate is just over 5. Being greedy today, greedy in the best sense, of course. Oh! Gets himself in a tangle there. Just followed him. Tino Best.
Smile from the bowler, not from the batsman. It's pretty good bowling in one-day cricket, that, and somebody's got 150. Following him as he looked to hit it away on the leg side. Quarter midships.
Quite sure where to bowl to, Aaron Finch. He's so strong on the front foot, we've seen that on many occasions, whacking the bowler back over the bowler's head. When they bowl short, there's the ability to pull the ball quickly through the leg side. So good on both feet. It's quick though, that is quick. He won't get away with it. It is a wide, but that's quick enough from Tino Best.
Bowlers don't get away with anything, do they? It's not a bad ball, you know. It's fractionally wide, I suppose. This is the way that Aaron Finch went to 150. Handshake from Shivnarine Chanderpaul in a wonderful innings. It makes you wonder exactly how good Australia can be in one-day cricket when you've got this guy and David Warner opening the batting. Do you think he can go on? I mean, he's made his name as a one-day player, Nick. Is he a bit like David Warner? Has he got a chance of going on and playing Test cricket?
Yes, the problem they've got is at the top of the order. Chris Rogers looks established for now. He's come over here and playing for Yorkshire, of course, and he's doing pretty well. He wants to play Championship cricket. His first-class record is mediocre, but it'll get better. Yeah, I see no reason why he can't go on and play. Just looking at him in this innings, decent technique, plays nice and straight, plays proper shots, no slogging about the way he plays. Back foot this time, and another 4.
It was bordering on a slog, that, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt to pull away to the leg side, high on the bat. Maybe just got hurried into it a fraction.
Just an exhibition game, so this won't count in any way on any average. What a blow that is for Aaron Finch. Oh, don't know if that carried. Did it carry? Not quite sure. I don't think so. A couple of press ups will put it right.
Maybe there were penance for dropping the catch. Or maybe it didn't carry. No, didn't carry.
That's the way. Just pump out a couple of those. That'll sort it out. Yeah, so that 163 and whatever he ends up with will count for nothing on the old stats.
Well, in statistical terms it won't, and records, but I tell you what, as a source of pride and something to talk about in the future, he'll be right up there. Playing on this occasion. Open the batting with Sachin Tendulkar. There's a tale or two there. Brian Lara was at the other end for a bit and I just kept going. And then, you know what happened? I just saw them through with Shivnarine Chanderpaul. That bloke Dravid, he can't play either, can he? Got out first ball.
Not Dravid's day. Castle by Colley.
Well, I feel for Al Dravid, one of the real top players, one of the gents of the game, and just got a first baller. Can happen to anybody.
Good leave from Chanderpaul, 6 from the over, 258 for 3.
Shiv's playing like Shiv in a test match here, just watching it go past. 18 from 39, 1-4. Watching his teammate hit it to all parts.
Well, that 293 didn't look likely at one point. At 68 for 5, I think the rest of the world found themselves in before that partnership between Yuvraj and Paul Collingwood. Collingwood nudged it around and Yuvraj whacked it right at the end. Slow, very slow from Peterson. A little bit of turn. Heaved into the leg side and 6 more.
Well, Peterson was saying come on after the first ball of the over. He's come on there all right. Come over to my side. Loopy little off break. Sure it was middled.
It certainly wasn't. Talking about stats. This won't count, of course, in the stats, but it would have been the highest score. Call it a one-day international. Previous best is what, 166 from David Boone. So it just puts this innings into some sort of context. Pulled away too easy, too short from Peterson.
Well, he's playing current test cricket. Shivnarine Chanderpaul is not going to look a gift horse like that in the mouth. Nobody out on the leg side. A gift.
And again. This time all the way for 6. Partnership of 100 is up, 101 off 87, and just 19 to win now for the MCC.
Boundaries galore. 3 in 5 balls, 2 to Chanderpaul.
So 18 from the over, 276 for 3. 18 required then from 36.
Well, they're on course for victory, aren't they, the MCC? I suppose it's only fitting that the MCC should win this game. 200th anniversary of this particular Lord's ground, the third of the Lord's ground. Cricket played here since 1840. Chino will try to the end. Still running in, still bowling at decent pace.
Pretty competitive, hasn't it? We were all wondered what tempo and context the game would be played in before a ball was bowled. I mean, when Ajmal was going well earlier on today, I think he was whipped out of the attack just to make sure the game or the innings was extended. That's perhaps one of the only moments really where we've seen a moment of charity, perhaps, should we call it that. Been, very competitive throughout.
He's just got like that.
Get down, did he? Back just didn't allow him to get down there. Very stiff effort really from Kevin Peterson. Come on, Aaron Finch, let's make sure you finish it, make sure you're out there. You've had a quite brilliant day. Very fitting if he is to hit the winning runs. Just 15 required now. That'll help. That'll go all the way for 4. Perhaps not where he quite intended, but it'll do.
Well, it was the up and over ramp shot. I think he was trying to get it over square cover or just behind point on the offside. As it was, maybe it bounced a bit more and ended up flashing away over the slips, or where the slips would have been for 4. Just 11 needed to win now for the MCC. Well, it looks like it's the place to tuck him up, but I wouldn't want to bank on it, doing it consistently. I think he'd work out a way to whip you over square leg pretty soon. Looks like it's been a stroll in the park for Aaron Finch.
Nine runs from the over, 25 for 3, just 9 required.
Fairly subdued MCC dressing room. I bet they're pretty pleased, really. I'm sure the crowd felt that the whole exercise has been worthwhile. Best part of 600 runs will have been scored by the end of the day. Weather's been kind in the end.
Swept hard, swept in front of square, 4 more, so just 5 required now.
Going to be over this over, I think. Chanderpaul just revving up a little bit now. Flurry of boundaries off his bat.
Oh, no.
Just the extra bounce, I think, saves Finch. Wanting to finish the innings in some style.
Well, it'd be fitting, wouldn't it? 6 for a win. Only need 4, and he was lucky to launch it over mid-wicket.
Oh!
And again.
I think there was an edge on that.
He's lobbing it up too. I think he wants him to hit it for 4. There you go. It's gently just, yeah, the little under edge, I think. No chance really for Gilchrist. Now then, has he finished it? Yes, he has. He finishes it with a 6. Fitting really that Aaron Finch should finish the innings for the MCC. What a day for Aaron Finch. He finishes on 181 and he has guided his team safely to victory. In the end, it's been a canter.
Congratulations all round then for Aaron Finch, who celebrated with a 6 to finish the game over long on. Fantastic innings, great entertainment for this full house here at Lord's. Shivnarine Chanderpaul doing what he does best, just shepherding his partner through to victory. MCC winning by 7 wickets with 4 overs and 1 ball remaining.
Yeah, a special innings on a very special occasion. A day that man there will remember for a long time, and that balcony, all those stars. Been played in a very good spirit, as you'd expect. At times very competitive too. Seen a good game, 293, then chased down with some ease thanks to Aaron Finch. Just glimpses today of the genius of Tendulkar and Lara. Been a really, really good day to celebrate 200 years of cricket on this incredible ground. Crowd has been full. Crowd has been entertained throughout a day actually that started with rain and has finished in the sun. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot more of Aaron Finch, that is for sure.
Thoroughly deserved standing ovation for Aaron Finch as he makes his way off the grand old ground. It's a fitting end, 6 to finish the match, to win the match, and the ground bathed in sunshine as the players leave the field.